thing.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finals of the Zotac EU Cup. This is going to be a best of 5 action featuring our 2 players here and spawning in the upper left hand corner of the map, Ohana. He is the Ukrainian player from the Team Empire, none other than BratOK.
And his Zerg opponent, befittingly wearing the purple, the royal purple, even perhaps it is MYM's Starbuck. No affiliation with the company Starbucks.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I jump into the action, I just want to mention congratulations to Leslie getting accepted to your nursing qualifications from all of us here at BaseTradeTV. We sincerely congratulate you on that fine achievement in your life, and wish a lot of luck to you in your career. It's a good field to be getting in, nursing. Of course, much more exciting than my computer technology field that I participate in on a daily basis, but regardless of that, ORD, TvZ on Ohana, finals of the Zotac EU Cup, we have made it this far, and Starbuck, why do you gotta be such a jerk and attack that SCV with your drone like that, man?
Because he thinks it's a probe and he's confused. It's okay, we'll forgive him for right now. Ladies and gents, this is for 100 euros right now. Actually, come to think of it, did Zotac end up going with the rearrangement of the prize money? I don't recall. So it's either 100 to the winner only or 75 to the winner, 25 to the loser.
Crap.
I'm going to check on that.
And I said BratOK was Ukrainian, but he's Russian, and I sincerely apologize to him. And that jerk drone does get eliminated on the field. Little win there for BratOK in the early stages of the game. And I do again apologize for calling his nationality wrong. Gosh, I should know this all by now. And I was just on his Twitter a second ago. You can go follow him at EmpireBratOK on Twitter to make up for it. I'm not sure if Starbuck has a Twitter, but of course we will ask him in the next game, or before the next game, what that may be for him. But of course, series, even slate, Reaper is on the way here for BratOK. So this could be, once again, just the Reaper slight pressure. 2 Marines coming out, followed by a Reactor and a Factory. But, on the other hand here, Ord, Starbuck has gone for a slightly earlier Extractor, getting a lot of gas, and about to make his spawning pool. And with this hatchery about to finish up, Queen on the way, how's he going to be able to deal with this Reaper off the bat? It is certainly making its way into the main base right now, and it's going to get some pretty decent scouting information off. A couple of links have popped, but where are they? Did they pop? No, they have not popped yet. I'm out of my mind.
And Doom, I'm happy to report that it is still 100 euros to the winner only, and this Reaper is harassing all sorts of drones right now. It has that combat drugs kicking in. Still no kills as of yet, though, but it is doing its damage by just delaying the mining from this number of drones and also preventing a transfer down to the low ground here. Might finally get... Oh, the Queen! Are you serious?
Wow. Wowza. Alright, Starbuck, we've seen this from him before, is going to be adding on his Roach Warren now, not going for Metabolic Boost in this regard. So looking back at what BratOK's going for, Ord, I'm a little worried here. He's going to have this Factory swapping over onto the Reactor in just a second, throwing down a 3rd Command Center as well. Usually when the Terran is doing this, it signals that they really want to get, you know, their economy established against a Zerg player who will likely be going for 3rd bases himself. But with this Reaper, what is able to see? No Roach Warren. It's 2 bases like that. He's pretty much not in the know. And it's actually going to be posturing over to 3rd base to see actually if a hatchery has been taken. Nope, actually just going to try to sneak in a natural. Once again, could actually be cut off this time by the Lynx, who are fast approaching and just barely don't get a surround down. But he is going to see the Roach Warren. Crucial scout there for BratOK, sacrificing that Reaper for this information. 8 roaches are currently in production. I'm for sure they will be moving across the field rapidly in just a moment here.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him build even more behind that. This Overlord came through and sees the fact that there is 1 measly Marine left over back home. It's a very soft defense that BratOK has as he's going for that early 3rd command center.
Oh no, and if this Overlord gets killed, this could be somewhat... Oh, goodness. Not what Starbuck wants to have currently happening in this but he's going for metabolic boost behind this. This could signal some very insanely early pressure. He's not adding on more drones at the natural. Okay, actually 7 more are in production here. Roaches are going to be posturing across the field, and this has really just shifted the entire method and approach for BratOK's build. He's going for that, as you said before, Marines coming out of the reactor, tank on the way here. Roaches are now posturing up here before the bunker has completed. Going to be focused behind that SCV though before it finishes. That's huge. Oh man.
And all the SCVs abandon ship. They go up to the high ground, and now these roaches are just free to do as much damage as they want, really. And the reactor's going to go down. The SCVs try to get the repair off, and still, Starbuck is just producing drones behind this. He doesn't want to do anything else. The tank does come out. Once that siege is up with the SCVs blocking in front, that would be a big deal. But no, the roaches are able to go all the way up and target it down. Oh, BratOK. Under 30 supply, and Starbuck, I think, will probably just build some Zerglings and win this right now, but he's taking his sweet time about it, moving the roaches around. All of these SCVs trying to get this around. One of the roaches is finally taken out, and now a siege tank getting involved. BratOK, 25 supply, none mining right now, just a few mules down on the lower base, but having 3 command centers right now, I wonder if with mules that's enough. The income as it stands is only 200 different. Actually, no, it's the same. It's the same right now, guys.
It is going to get a little bit ugly from here, Ord. 18 workers were killed in that engagement. I mean, looking at BratOK's overall supply, he's at only 8 attacking units supply. He's adding on a 4th command center now in desperation. Of course, he's got siege tanks, but the decision here from Starbuck is to follow up with his 3rd base and going for that lair. Baneling Nest is going to be morphed as well, and he's going up to 4 gases in total. So, I mean, double evolution chamber. He's going to be in such an insanely good position from here on out.
20 worker difference still right now, and BratOK with the advantage of about 500 income.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that sometimes with mules, but now that the energy's run out, that trick is done, and we have other people in the game with us. There's tons of observers, so please forgive us for random pings. The transfer of drones going down to the 3rd as the Zerglings try to take out the rocks. Starbuck has a commanding lead still, but he's not really... I don't feel like he's doing a lot to capitalize on. He's going Spire now.
He's being patient with it, and I think Spire is definitely the correct choice here. BratOK's follow-up is to go for Bio. He's making 2 engineering bays in the back of the base, but has not started. Okay, just starts his +1 infantry armor upgrades. He's going up to 4 gases in total, and meanwhile, Starbuck has been on 4 gases for a decent amount of time now, even dropping down at macro hatchery in the main base, now populating his 3rd with drones and additional extractor too. He's just going to posture up here with the Ling, and wow, that thing went flying, but got no actual good scouting information off. Actually, we'll be trying to go move back in with some more Lings. Yes. Okay, sees the Marine tank, knows now that the composition is likely going to be biocentric, so this is a good decision for him to go for the Spire, because if he's able to get on top of those tanks or able to get some damage done in the mineral lines here, it could be a world of hurt for BratOK moving from there, and that big unit disadvantage that he saw earlier in the game kind of is evening out in here. That's 4 command centers really doing a good job of bringing his SCV count back up.
Definitely now BratOK taking out the rocks so he can have access to that 3rd base, but Starbuck is taking his 4th, and his creep spread honestly is a bit lacking. Considering that we're 12 minutes into the game, he could take advantage of his advantage more. I've said that already, but he's taking a 5th base. He's getting that centrifugal hooks still. Man, that is a slow upgrade.
It's not that bad. And looking at his overall map vision, or he sees about 3/4 of the entire field. He's going to be spotting out this command center, moving on to be a 3rd base here for BratOK. And, you know, he's going for his +1 flyer attacks, level 1, so it's going to be Ling Bane muted. This is a classic composition in the matchup here in the early stages of Heart of the Swarm. And looking back at the main base of BratOK, he's only got 1 turret prepared, and a lot of these reactors are looking like really juicy targets for these Mutalisks.
Yeah, and the Mutalisks are going to posture on the left-hand side while the Zerglings try a little run-by on the right-hand side. Ooh, nope, they stop short of it, and that's a good idea because BratOK was prepared for that, but he's not prepared for the Mutas. There's 1 missile turret, and the repair does not go down.
So now BratOK's entire army is at the 3rd base, needs to desperately move back into the main. He has to stim up. No, actually not going to be stimming up. But again, those reactors, juicy targets for these Mutalisks right now. Lings have moved into the third base area, taking down a siege tank and moving in to force a lift over here. Oh man, BratOK has been pulled into every which way. Or he is looking at his income now, it's desperately lower than the Zerg player.
73 workers now to 50. Finally, Starbuck is pushed away on the main base, but he's still got Zerglings able to do some damage, taking out more tanks, more SCVs at the third.
Meanwhile, he's got his 4th and 5th bases established on the field. Starbuck once again showing us how much of an aggressive macro beast he is. And usually you don't hear those two phrases used in the same sentence, but right now, he's pulling BratOK apart, literally pulling this man apart from the seams.
And a refinery is saved by BratOK, so a little moral victory for him there, but we're looking at a 50 supply difference, and honestly, Starbuck could have a more powerful force. He's got 94 drones out there, so he's going to be able to pull the classic Zerg and just send wave after wave at his opponent pretty soon, and these Mutalisks will almost win the jackpot. One of them does at least, and yeah, this medevac is going to get hunted down.
He could have boosted out there potentially, but even then, the Mutalisks are still going to eventually catch up with them. It is a pretty strong Ling-Muta combination. If he goes to hit at this third base, he's got to be very careful to be cost efficient with his engagements. No actual Marines have been left over in the main base. Instead, 2 turrets have been placed there. And looking at the third base here, not yet protected by turrets yet, but there are Marines here ready to stim.
Yeah, and the Mutalisks pull away at the right moment there. BratOK has a dropship on the left-hand side of the map. It actually would have found a nice target there at that 4th base, but did not unload. Instead, changed its course and maneuvered around, and now that's given Starbuck time to reposition in the middle of the map, but now the boost goes down.
Or you were saying something about creep spread earlier, and Starbuck has listened. He's spreading it into the other side of the field here. Evacuating drones at third base, very conscious of and aware of everything that's going on the field. The Mutas will eventually clean this up. Meanwhile, another drop is going down to 5th base. Hey, BratOK's gonna be thinking in his head, oh my god, man, you've got a 4th and a 5th now. I am in a world of pain. He's even adding on an Ultralisk Cavern here in addition to his main tech, which is going to be getting adrenal glands on his Lings and boosting into the main base here. There is a fungal that is going to go down, though.
Fungals. So nice, and the Mutas are going to arrive and clean that up. Yes. Great play out of Starbuck. He was everywhere at once there. He's able to pull all of his drones and not lose a single one down at the drop on the left-hand side. and the upper right-hand side, he did lose a queen and 1 or 2 drones, but not as much as he maybe would have. Mutalisks are now able to push forward again and continue to contain BratOK on those 3 bases.
Yeah, he is totally contained, or looking at his vision, he can only see what he has. Beyond that, there's no additional information for him. Starbuck is about to be maxed out. Looking at his army supply here, he's got 37 larvae available on the field. A bunch of Lings are going to be showed at the front, but that's going to make way for a bunch more Ultralisks to be produced. And now, Lings are running back to third base too. They can draw some siege tank fire here and do some splash damage on the SCVs, but regardless of that, the tanks actually aren't in position to attack. It forces yet another lift on that third base.
And BratOK's solution is to build yet another command center, and that did get him back into the mid-game there, but we've got 5 Ultralisks that just popped, another 3 on the way, tons of Banelings and Infestors, and a dropship cleaned up there before it could even begin to live.
Yeah, this is so scary for BratOK. Scanning forward and seeing like, oh my gosh, you've almost got creep spread into my third base now. This is a terrible position too, with no turrets at the third base. All these SEVs are dying. A couple of Marines are going to try to stim forward. BratOK saying, that's it, dude. I have one option in this game, and I need to try to kill you. Drop going down to the third base. Isn't a good position because these spine cars aren't actually able to attack them. If he focus fires down the hatchery,
Fumble goes down the right-hand side, and Ultras clean everything up over there. The main force of BratOK completely disappeared, but he does manage to clean up that base on the left-hand side. Mutalisks, meanwhile, are preventing the 4th base from getting laid down by BratOK.
Well, Ord, yes, he did get that 1 base, but how much more damage can BratOK actually do here? Looking at the army count, it's 62 to the 104 of Starbuck. Superior tech in these Ultralisks up against just a handful of Marines and a couple of tanks here. I mean, the 4th base is going to be established here for BratOK on the other side of the field, but Fungals are going to go down on this medevac and clean that up. Looking back at the upgrades here for BratOK, he has not started his +3 yet for his bio, and he isn't really ready to start producing a lot of Marauders. A couple of more barracks are going down at the third base, and tech labs are being added on, but it's just not there yet for him. 14 HP medevac, though, being super brave. All right, he's going to try to focus on the Spire. But the Ultralisk coming crashing against that.
Jeez. Nice pickup there. He's going to be able to get away No. Nope, he's not.
Yep. And sooner rather than later, this fourth base is going to become the next focus of attack here for Starbuck. Got to make sure to attack with all of his units clumped in at once, though. They are a little bit spread out here. And engaging on top of this planetary fortress could be a big mistake if he's not cost efficient with units. But a huge fungal going down on those Marines. The supply for BratOK is rapidly dropping here, Ord, and there simply aren't enough SCVs to repair this planetary fortress in time. Infested Terrans even joining in, and as soon as this drops, I feel like this could be the moment for BratOK to just say, I can't go on in this game. That being the GG timing. Says, oh, and he's dancing the ultras.
They're so cute when they dance. And BratOK now with 80 supply to the 180 of Starbuck. Ultralists just kind of randomly doing whatever they want and dancing in the face of Marine Marauder infestors arriving behind. Really maxed supply now against 60, and GG comes from BratOK.